Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Football Manager, where a fixture has been rearranged for a fixture with the same club. Only that was before the cup was drawn. So, yeah, we got drawn against Palace in the cup, so we moved the league fixture for the cup fixture. I wish I had a screenshot of the actual fixture list, because it had us playing Palace 3 times in the league. When we got to the game, it was the cup. But yeah, I found it really interesting that it was the fixture with Palace that got moved because of the fixture with Palace, and then that the game didn't realize that they were two separate games and basically duplicated the league match. But when we got to the game, it was actually a thing. Just something weird to kick us off with, and then something nice. I mean, okay, board, consolidate our ambitions in the league. How ambitious do you want to get? I'm way higher than I should be. I, I really think that we're not going to hold this position, let alone go higher. Don't put pressure on me to do well. No, no, no. They tell me I'm doing a bad job, or expect me to do a bad job, and then I can over deliver. Like 100%, I can do that. Don't ask the world, because I will not be able to achieve. 50 million was plenty. Now I got 84 million coming into a month before the transfer window. I was gonna go to the transfer window, but okay, FA Cup. Middlesbrough, Blackburn, all championship sides there. We're third out the pot. There's still some League One teams, League Two teams. There's a couple of Vanarama National League teams. National North Chester might be the lowest ranked teams. They are indeed. So, yeah. The National League, Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. And Chester, a step below them, Forest Green. So Forest Green, Accrington Stanley in the National League. National North is Chester, the lowest ranked team. So we're going to get... Who are we going to get? Who are we going to get? We're going to get... We're going to get West Ham. Oh, we get Bristol. We get Championship team. So we will be playing the B team / the kids, depending. Local rivalry. So, yeah, Middlesbrough, Blackburn. Not exactly a rivalry there, but Northeast versus Northwest to a certain degree, right? So, similar kind of levels, both ex-Premier League sides at around the same time. Both kind of fell off and out of the top division around the same time, if I'm remembering correctly. So, fun tie. Good for us. Bournemouth, Barnsley. I can't make a connection there. Barnsley used to be a Premier League side way back in the day. Carlisle and Accrington Stanley. So, hey, for Accrington, that's only 2 leagues above them. They could have got a Premier League side and really struggled. That's 2 leagues above them. There's a chance. And they're already up the northwest. Right, Accrington, I think, northwest. As much as anything is close to Carlisle, that's not too far away. That could be an interesting trip for them if they can get that done. Burnley, Villa, Clarets, okay. We'll do that. Hull and Sunderland, fallen giants of the Premier League. Derby, Everton, two of the most bankrupted clubs over the years. Some of these are a stretch. Some of them are a stretch. But hey, it all counts as exercise, right? Norwich City, Wolverhampton. Accents that people found annoying? I don't know. Arsenal, Wigan. I can't think of anything there. Almost polar opposites for me. Barrow, Ipswich, Stockport, Swindon, Leicester, Forest Green Rovers. That's a great trip again for Forest Green Rovers. A bit of a payday. Not really a game that they can win, maybe. We're still waiting on Chester. Blackpool, Huddersfield should be fun. Bradford and MK Fake Dons. Salford Palace as a payday for the class of 96. Leeds and Sheffield, that's a fun one. Sheffield Wednesday, almost. But they're there with Luton. Wrexham get Colchester. Oxford, Charlton. Tottenham, West Brom. Brighton, West Ham. Newcastle get Chester. Well, Leicester away. I don't know. Maybe Forest Green could do something. Newcastle away just doesn't seem likely at all for Chester. And Accrington Stanley get Carlisle. They might progress. Liverpool, QPR. Man United, Birmingham. Watford, Brentford. Stoke, Leyton Orient. Southampton, Coventry. Man City, Chelsea. We haven't seen too many Premier League games. We do get two of the big boys going at it. Reading and Grimsby. Fulham, Millwall. London game there. Portsmouth and Forest. And Rotherham get Cardiff City. Let's not all boo at once. We can boo, though, right? No? Okay. So, Bristol City should be a win. The other Palace game's getting moved. Oh, the other Palace game is getting moved. Beautiful. I don't think that's the same game. I think that's the other leg, but that's getting moved. Beautiful. Oh my God. Superb. Okay, little update in the league and everything else. We've had some bids. I'm trying to get rid of some people like Joe Williams. He's just fallen off a cliff. Cameron Burgess had interest, big money involved. He's going to pass. It's like 25. I think it's like 25. I didn't get 30, but like 28 when I sold him. Going to turn 29 by January. And I'd already scouted some replacements, so I figured I'd pull the trigger there and call up Di Battista as a spare defender, and that gives me 5 good centre-backs to rotate, because I have had a lot of injuries. Parker's been out for a week already? Yeah, he's got about 2 weeks left, so that's kind of a hit. But Joe Williams are trying to sell Tyrese to... I thought he was going to Burnley. He's going to Brentford. And then Brewster, Al Hilal back again. They seem to like to come in for players. They don't normally put bids. But I did offer him out, and I don't know, they said they weren't going to put a bid in. They did put a bid in. And then I talked up that bid. There were other clubs available, but they didn't put bids in. So I don't know what makes clubs put bids in, even though on the transfer window, the transfer status, interested clubs here. Like, quite often, there'll be an athlete of interest or rumored interest, but they'll say, I don't know exactly what this says. I can't remember. Something along the lines of, I'm not willing to put a bid in or consider putting a bid in whilst the transfer or whilst outside the transfer window or whilst the transfer window is closed or whatever it actually says. But then some clubs do put bids in if you go through the agent offers and whatnot. So, because if you offer via transfer room, I haven't had anyone come in for bids. But if you do the intermediary or ask an agent about market interest, sometimes they do put bids in, even though it's outside the window. I'm not really sure of the mechanics. To be honest with you, Before starting this game, despite having played FM for a long time and FM24 for coming up to 2 years now, on and off, I'd never actually used the Ask Agent about market interest before. And it's a really good way to get bids in on your players, I've found. Like 90% of my business is done through that. Which is nuts. I'll do them in order. I'll hit the offer room. I'll transfer list them, make them set to not needed. That puts the availability out there. Then I'll ask the agent about interest, and that might generate interest, even if the agent said it doesn't. There sometimes still does. Then you ask the intermediary and see if there's any deals that look good, and sometimes it'll come up with a little bubble letting you know that the player doesn't want to leave, so it's going to be hard to get rid of them. And you can click that bubble to discuss it with the player and then ask them basically to leave for the good of their career. And that has got me most of my big moves. I think the Cullum one wasn't. I can't remember. I did record that one. You can see exactly how I did that, but I'm not sure that the initial interest came from that one. I don't think it did. Most of the other ones it did. So, yeah, sidetrack. Brain's a little loopy today. So, but yeah, anyway, they're going out. I'm trying to get Joe out. Japa will come back. Yeah, Japa will come back at the end of the month. So, January the 1st. He'll be my extra midfielder. With Joe, like I say, hopefully going in January. And that leaves me 2 strikers to replace and a third to be the 5th striker in the list. That's kind of how I'm doing it. And mainly because I didn't want to demote Jamie Donnelly, who's... Well, it doesn't look so good anymore, but I think he was 2 and 3 with an assist and a player of the match. He's cooled off a little bit, but he had a great start. So I didn't really want to demote him, and there's another youngster coming in I don't want to demote either. So they'll be 4 and 5. I've got a good rotation option, and I got a new partner for Jan Rapotnik. And I quite like what we've got going on, and I will run you all through that. I don't know if there's any other changes, anything else kind of crazy. I don't think so. So first things first, over the schedule. You know, the win at Leeds, Brentford, just those early goals. Rego, Donnelly, and there's Donnelly's second goal. So yeah, 2 out of the opening 3 games he scored in. Pretty good, but like winnable games. Plymouth, he scored a couple in the cup. Everything looks good. West Ham away, we steal one. Ipswich at home, Graham Brewster finally shows up, gets going. Spurs got demolished, but I expect that. That's fine. Pompey, Tyrese shows up magically. Everton at home, I was going to show this as the live com game, but I realized it's so close to the start of the season, and we want to get a little bit of progress, so I held off. And then Galbraith's goal, if I remember, it's described as a daisy cutter. It's top bins. It's not a daisy cutter. I wonder if we can actually watch it from inside the match. Should just be able to click on this 22, right? Yeah, here we come. So you can see he's just here on the edge of the area. A daisy cutter. Class as a daisy cutter. 3rd goal in the goal of the month. I thought that was fantastic myself. A big win we shouldn't have had. Then our first really bad performance, because this was bad in places. You know, 3 players, 2 6.3s and a 6.2, a couple of 6.4s as well, but, you know, away to Tottenham, that's not a bad performance. Brewster scored, Humphreys played well, Garcia played well. A couple of people weren't up to scratch. Against United, way worse. Highest ratings are 6.5s, there's a bunch of those, a couple of 6.4s. 6-3, 3-6-2s, and a 6-0. Just a really bad match, got dismantled. We held them off for a while. 3 minutes, that's all it took. 65 and 67 minutes, we just couldn't get anything going. We really struggled to rebound from that, and I feel like we dropped points at home to Bournemouth, and then we managed to get back on winning ways. Vipotnik showed up randomly. Yeah, I think there was even news items here about he hasn't scored in a while and he's not playing for his country because, or they weren't calling him up because he hadn't scored very many. He bangs in two at Molineux, and you just start thinking, oh, okay, maybe we're on the road to something. Kind of a rotated team, not really, but a tough win. Then somehow he scores two more on the road to Chelsea, and that was fairly comfortable for a while. I mean, we went 2-0 up, they pulled a goal back, then we scored two very quickly after. And then even after that first Fofana goal, I wasn't that worried. The 91st kind of terrified me. But yeah, it was kind of clicking in parts. That's probably 3 points gained that we shouldn't have had. This should have been a win. We might not have played well in parts, but we outplayed Villa, and we just couldn't score. And we couldn't really defend towards the end either. It's kind of heartbreaking to watch that one. And then we just got absolutely bullied by Newcastle. So it's not been the best, but we, Chelsea, Newcastle away from home, Villa at home. We got 3 points. It might have all come in the first game, but we got 3 points. And I think you're looking at that and saying to yourself, as a newly promoted side, a point's okay. 2 points is good. 3 points is very good. Anything more than that is kind of crazy. I feel. So I think we did okay. And again, we got 4 points out of this 3. And then out of this potential 12, we got 9 points. And West Ham and Spurs away. Everton, Ipswich at home. I think 7 points might be my target there. We end up at 9. So I think we're always kind of over our points for games. Or this would probably be the 2 home wins and a draw away. Didn't happen that way, but the same amount of points. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Yeah, even Brighton away. Even Norwich away, because Norwich have been a pain in our backsides the last couple of years. I could even do that. We're at Brentford in the lead. They're 6th. They're already above us in the league. Yeah, December might just be brutal the entire way through. The game I was going to do as a live comment, I probably still will now, is the Brentford home game. Yeah, I like, realistically, points in this run, assuming we get dumped out the cup by Chelsea, I think I'm definitely playing the kids, because 3 days after Liverpool away, 4 days for Man City at home. Congratulations to Chelsea on getting to the League Cup semi-final. But I don't really think we're putting any first teamers in that match. You must be out your damn mind. Although we did beat them. We did beat them at Stamford Bridge. I'll take this and give them that game. Perfectly fine by me. And we've already won that cup, so we don't need to do it again. FA Cup, maybe something different. But let's say a point at Norwich. We'd be supremely lucky to get a point against Arsenal. We'd be supremely lucky to get a point against Liverpool. Supremely lucky to get a point here. Maybe a point there. Maybe we could win, against Brentford. So, what's our high point? 8 points? 8 points from 6 games? 5 draws and then end with a win at home to Brentford? I would take 8 points from those 6 games. More likely, 1 point. It could be 0, but it could realistically be 2 points from those 6, which isn't a great return, but it's understandable. I can explain 2 points. If I sneak a win in any of those games, even just winning this Brentford game, I'm not going to like it, but I can accept that run of games getting 3 points. If I can get 4, I think I'm in the comfortable territory there. So 2, I'll take 2. 3 is fine. 4 or more, I'm going to class a success from that run. So, yeah, we will be back for the Brentford game. That's going to set us up for the transfer window. Business is already done. It's just going to be a deadline day watch, basically, to see what agent offers, because I've been doing that more. I'm really enjoying that. And then after the window, we got the cup game, of course, but then, winnable, Leeds away. It's going to be tough, but that's winnable. West Ham at home is winnable. Everton, Ipswich away, winnable. Burnley away, winnable. Tottenham at home could even get a point. So realistically, after maybe getting 2, 3, 4 points here, you could end up with like 15, 16 points in this run. And that's 20 out of, 12 games? 100% taking that every day of the week. I'll take 1.5 points. So that would be 18 points? So if I gain 2 here and if I gain 3 here and I gain 15 here, that's a successful transfer window stretch of games. And then we'll figure out the rest here, but that ain't the worst stretch in the world. Even Chelsea at home, we just beat them at Stamford Bridge. Villa away. Yeah, this kind of gets a little tough, but 3 good games. 3 interesting games. 2 more good games. 3 bad games, and finish off with something. If we need points, we'll be good. But we shouldn't need points. We're in 7th. We got 23. We got a game in hand over most people. We could climb above Brentford. I'm still eyeing up somewhere around here. So when we go through our bad run and we drop 10 to 12 points, it's going to be teams like Palace, Villa, maybe Leeds, Everton. They're going to gain the 4 or 5 to leapfrog us. All these mid-table teams are going to leapfrog us. And then we will be sitting in here. And that will be the battle for the rest of the season, is not to hit a morale slump and get dragged into the fight and have that 3-run game before the final day, needing to win to stay up. I don't see it happening, but I see a world in which it plays out that way. So very much a false finish so far, a false position so far. We've done really, really well. We do know that throughout December, and throughout December we should plummet, and then January we should start fighting for our life, and we might trickle down a little. But 14th to 16th's always been our aim, and I think we'll slowly descend to it. We'll come up in January, February, and December might just be the almighty fall down the league where everybody's upset. So, yeah, there is that. Got some staff coming in, but opening up with who we're bringing in, who I've already decided is good enough. So, Marco Pellegrino for like 4 million and change. Former AC Milan youngster out at Boca. Scouts recommended him. I recognize the name. It's not the centre-backs I was planning on bidding. I was planning to actually put some big money on Burnley's French left-sided centre-back, Maximilian Esteve, however you pronounce his name. Esteve, I think, maybe. He's got an accent over the second E, I think. I really like him. And then Stravinovic. Yes, there's Esteve. I really like him and think he could develop into a monster, but he is going to cost an absolute fortune. And I got Stevanovic. I've taken him off. Is it Stefanovic? I can't remember. And Pavlovic, who I've had before and I really like. But again, that's an absolute ton of money. So I'd have to drop probably like 90 million on the pair, which I do now have. But that was plan A. But Pellegrino is actually coming in, although I really like him as well. I've never seen Kosunu before, but I really like him. He might be a better buy, a little cheaper. And then I was looking at strikers. You might be able to tell I've got a lot of strikers on here. And some of them are highly unlikely. United are after Victor Roque. Arsenal are also in. Harvey Elliott's off the transfer list, but he still wants playing time, is unhappy, and still is 89 million. He doesn't want to join us anymore, which I find disrespectful. With doubtful interest, Pavlovic, Esteve, Elliott are there, and Shotard as well. Just trying to think up the best ways of spending some money. So we've kind of got positions, our players in every position, a couple of young players on fairly cheap deals, some good players on some cheap deals. I did find a striker that's model professional, but I don't know where he's gone. I think someone came in for him on loan, so I took him off the shortlist. But this is basically the shortlist I've been paring down over the months. It was like 400 long. Scouting a lot of big clubs, scout recommendations, agent recommendations, and we've just taken a bunch off the list, but it's where Pellegrino came from, and it's a name I know and I trust, and I really want centre-backs over the next couple of seasons, because Cabango is probably still our best. Reece Williams is good cover, but he's not great. Jacob Reeves is great cover for left-back and centre-back, but he's not really going to start in a mid-table Premier League team. I think he's much better as a rotation and a bench player. And then we've got like 2 or 3 real solid-looking centre-back prospects like Di Baptista, who are probably a couple of years off. So that's my big push. So Pellegrino first one in the door. If Al-Ali want to come back in for Cabango, I might be tempted in this window or end of the season to sell him and then spend that money on Pavlovic. Pavlovic probably might be my number one, to be fair, and pair him with Pellegrino. I think that would be potentially a monstrous centre-back partnership where I can protect those with Jashari, who we've already brought in. And I think that's going to be really solid. It allows the fullbacks to bomb on. It allows the centre midfield 3 to kind of control the game. And that gives so much freedom to my strikers just to score goals. I think that works. So that's kind of the plan. And then I brought in wingers who can play as strikers. Sindre, Vala, Egeli. Just a Norwegian who can just play as a striker. Injury prone, a couple of things, not full potential. He's not amazing, but he's 6 million? They've also got another good guy who I think I've taken off the list, but he's an attacking mid. Have I taken him off the list? Can I remember his name? Oh, I haven't taken him off the list. Certainly. He's another guy that I'm tempted to bring in and play centre mid, although we do have a lot of good players in that mix. But for 7.5, 8 million, we might end up doing that. We might. I gotta be honest, we might. But Ageli's coming in. Profundi is one that I really had to fight for. But I do think he's going to come in, and again, he's going to play as a striker. I think he's actually going to be my main goal threat. So he's going to be my starter. Aguili's going to be the rotation. And Barcelona's young striker, Iker Bravo, for 8.5 is great. And so he'll become my fourth striker. Is kind of what I'm thinking with Donnelly as 5. But Buffon and Vopotnik, my 1 and 2. But again, some cheap deals here. So it's what? 4.1, 10.1, 18.6, 27.1. Absolutely fine. Cameron's going out, 25. We've got just over 25. Brewster for 48. And Tyrese for 7.75. So Tyrese is paying for most of one of these two. Cameron's paying for everybody. Basically. Almost. And Brewster's almost all profits. We do have money to spend. We do have, I don't know if you've seen the new affiliate, but we got MacArthur from Australia. And I haven't done this yet, so I remember. First option, loan agreement. Recruit foreign youngsters. Academy play. Yeah, that's the one I want. So we'll get some Australians in. I haven't even done it with this one yet. Well, okay, we're not getting Chinese youngsters in. That's a shame. I'll have to try that again. I wish I'd have picked the American club, because that might have got better response. But yeah, that's what I like to do. Get the merchandising clubs and then negotiate to add their youth academy players. That should add one good player every 2 years, maybe, to the academy, and a great player one every 3 if you've got a good setup. That's roughly what I've found. Yeah, we're still trying to buy the stadium. We haven't been able to upgrade the stadium. The board just won't move on that. They're fighting back. They are allowing me to make some affiliations, and they are allowing me. Yeah, great. I'll get involved in that one. Love that. They are allowing me to do training facilities, youth facilities, junior coaching, and youth recruitment. So we're doing all those 4, but for some reason the stadium itself just isn't something that's working for them, and I don't really know why. It's a little annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah. I can't remember. I think I want youth recruitment. If they're going to be sending youngsters over to us, I think I want youth recruitment. Youth facilities might help, but really I want youth recruitment. I think Japan and Korea are fairly similar. I don't know why I keep clicking around. So Kyoto Sanga. Not bad. Probably going to be one of the best. They're right up the top. Japan's pretty good. We'll get some good youngsters. Is there anyone else I know in terms of name? I could come all the way down to like Phoenix, Tampa Bay. We turned them down to go into China. They're not big enough, really, to make much of a dent. So I think we are here. I just got a feeling this is going to be the best one. Good youth recruitment, good youth facilities, big market in Japan. Yeah, I'm just going to pull the trigger on that one. I think we're just going to pull the trigger on that one. Don't know why this is all set up, but we got a game. Yeah, we got a game the week before. It won't allow you to put match review in unless you got a game the day before, so I don't need to check the previous week. Sure, people already know this kind of stuff, but if not, that's kind of how we do things. Let's do possession. Tactical, let's bring a little bit down. That's fine. Like I say, that's all I'm doing for training. Match preview, match tactics, and match reviews. That's it. Yeah, everyone likes us. Vopotnik's up top, so if we did get rid of Cabango, we got a bunch of players ready to step up and come in. Kind of the way I'm thinking. Quick little preview of the market. Just look at who's transfer listed. Yeah, I was going to say we don't have the money for these. We do have the money for these. That's not me saying that I'm going to spend that money on these players, because I'm really not going to. But interesting names: Paqueta, Gahey. I think Gahey be my number one choice there. Bring him back to Swansea. What a story that would be. Like him and Danny Ballard, how much would that even cost? 34 and 74, 108 million. Yeah, it's cheaper to go Pavlovic and Nestove. And probably they're better defenders long term and now. Yeah, the British tax is alive and well. The Premier League tax, especially. Any names that I really would want to go for? We're getting into my price range now. Like 15 or 20 isn't bad. Rudolph. His wages would kill me, but he'd be solid. Why do I call him Rudolph? Because he's reindeers. I know that's not how you say it, but damn it, it's close enough. Matt O'Reilly hasn't really played much at Brighton. 14 and a half for a Matt O'Reilly. I don't think I need him. He's 24. He's not going to get better. It still tempts the hell out of me. Someone like an Eric Sanchez as well tempts me, even though, again, I think he's too old to develop, and he's not going to be much better, if any, than what we've already got. I kind of like our first 11. Demirel. Wages would probably kill us there. Doesn't even want to come. That's fine. Franco, Darling. No, we're getting into the former Swansea players at this point. Obafemi Martin. Oh, Michael Obafemi, but Obafemi Martins, I like to call him as well. Toss him for 3.5. It looks good, but I don't really feel that moves the needle that much at all. It is cheap, but he's 27. I don't know. I don't know if he's that much of a better centre back, but I have to pay him a big wage. I don't know if that makes sense. Ollie McBurney. I'm always in for Ollie McBurney. I'll always be in for Ollie McBurney. Boy scored goals for Swansea. I don't care what people have to say about him. He loved the club. He scored goals. 22 goals in the championship. Like, yeah, he might not have scored for your club. He scored for mine in a time when nobody was scoring for Swansea. I'm absolutely always going to be a fan of Ollie McBurnie's. Not going to bring him back to the club. I don't think I'd play him. I don't think that's going to be fair. Yanis Hadji. Oh, I like the player. I hate those physicals. Thorsby for 2 million. There's a deal. The deal again, I don't think I can do because the bodies I got in midfield, but there's a deal right there. That's nuts. I love that. Absolutely love that. What else we got? Chadira for 900k. That's a fantastic deal too. Not going to move the needle for us, but Harry Suter, 325k. Little backup, rotation option. Doesn't improve us. There are deals. I just don't think there's deals for us. I don't think there's deals for us. And who can I buy? Slightly interested. Harvey Elliott. Yeah, okay, Harv. It's not happening, son. It's not happening. Tommy Doyle, Rasmus Højlund, Coyote Rutter, Alice Scott, Fabio Silva. I think all these improve our side. We ain't spending that much money. Darvish, Leonardo, 100% would be a real fun one. Sangare. We've already scouted a bunch. Then we get down to my kind of big money that I'm not quite ready to pull the triggers on, which is like Esteve. Nico Gonzalez would fit into that. I don't think we're there. Nicholas Dominguez, 40 million's a bit rich, but it's a good player. Araujo, 100%. Pavlovic is there on our short list. Otaro, we don't have a position you can play. And I hit the button. So I guess that's enough of that. I guess that's enough of a preview. Not a ton out there. Not a ton out there. Yeah, match tactics, match review, recovery. And there we go. Kyoto Sanga. 114 grand a year. Major benefit to merchandising sales. I know when I was signing or when I was scouting one of the players, it was like, we'll generate an extra 2 million a year in merchandising. That's before we got that Japanese partnership. I don't know who that was. I can't remember. I think I was going to say I think it's one of the strikers, but that's a 1 in 3 chance right now. Just got a Stamenic. Okay, Stamenic is. I think it was Pafundi. Is one of these? Yeah, the player could generate an extra 2.2 million per year in marketing revenue. Don't know why. He's Italian. Maybe it's because he's a wonder kid. Worldwide reputation. I didn't realize he had worldwide reputation. Why is a worldwide reputation wonder kid available for 8 million? 8.5, sorry. And why would they want to come to me? I mean, he didn't want to come to me. I had to really convince him. But, like, ultimately, that's strange. Yeah, we're basically replacing a bunch of people. We're getting Lindas in because I almost made him my assistant. I really wanted to make my assistant. I think it's going to be Robson, isn't it? It's going to be Mark Robson. So, Pepper, really good, resolute personality, not bad. But we're bringing in Pep, Boda, really good, model professional, giving him 20 grand a week. He's probably only going to be here for 2 years or so, and then probably going to retire like a lot of my people did at the end of last season, and there will be some at the end of this season. Simon Wilson, director of football, good, not great, again, resolute. But we're bringing in Jonas Bolt, who is a lot better, still resolute. And Robson for Lindas, I think, is a no-brainer. That, to me, is a no-brainer. Oh, he's back. I thought the goalie's got injured again then. I was going to be really upset at that. Oh, that would have been screaming to the void. See, I've got those 4 coming in. All the staff are there. 3 players out. Good balance. In about a week or 2 weeks, I'm going to offer out Joe again because it's ready to do. So I'll offer him out with those. And there's someone in here. Oh, Evan Watts, but he's injured. 4 to 9 days. When he's back from injuries, I'll offer him out because I don't think he ever makes the lineup. He's injury prone and he's worth 10 million. I think I've got to capitalize on that. Jack Fanning at 5 million, I might want to capitalize on him. But that might be end of the season. Same with Cotterill for 4 or 5 million. That might be it. Bobby Wills. We might be selling Bobby Wills. He's not better than these youth academy prospects, and he never will be. So, also George Roberts. I like George. He's got a weird haircut. I like George. He is mercenary. We don't love that. And I got a spirited and a model citizen. I didn't even realize this kid was a model citizen. Yeah, I'll even happier to double down on that. Plus, I've got the 3 young strikers coming in. I really don't need the other one there. Yeah, no, I definitely think there's moves to make in January, so we'll be back for that. Let me get through these games, and we'll kind of see how we line up. Okay, well, just a couple of things to look out there. Wingback's terrible. Attack midfield is terrible. Wide midfield is terrible. Fullback's terrible. Goalkeeper's terrible. I don't really need any of those positions. That's fine. Wingers, we don't need centre mids. We're actually pretty solid the centre mid. Defensive midfielders, we're pretty solid, but okay. We'll see. Strikers, there's probably room for one. Centre backs, we've got one good one, possibly 2 good youngsters. We're trying to buy some first teamers. But minimum of 2 centre backs. Are we going to have 3 centre backs in a youth intake? And again, golden generation. It's always seems to be a golden generations. I guess not. Minimum of 2. But yeah. I mean, maybe one of these fullbacks actually is a centre back as well that they're counting for that. I don't know if they do that. But I'll always take intakes with basically the spine of the team full of players apart from attacking mids. But even then, we can we can convert those into strikers or centre mids quite easily. Same with attacking midfielders or wide midfielders. Wing backs, we can convert to full backs. So it's not the end of the world no matter where they show up. But apparently, golden generation. And our 4th job interview offer. Oh, wow. I thought this was like a huge compliment because we've had West Ham, we've had some other big clubs. some probably big clubs. But Arsenal coming, I'm like, wow, that's like a big club. Acceptable fit for this club's somewhat scaled back vision for the future. Okay, Arsenal on tough times, and they thought, oh, that Army boy. If things were good, we wouldn't go for him. But right now, he could do a job. Yeah, we're not even going on that one. We're not even going on that one. The Bast, passing centre back, 13 acceleration pace, 6'3", 21 mil. Majority of matches, 41k. We'll get a scout report. We'll get a scout report. But yeah, I just found those bits of news kind of exciting. Quick update. Stupid results. Yeah. Spriggett scores early on. I think we're in trouble. We get one back. Immediately he gets sent off. The entire dynamic of the match changes. We go all out attack. Stamenic is fantastic. Verpotnik comes up with another quickfire double. Well, I say quickfire. One in the first half, halfway through the first half, one halfway through the second half. But yeah, we just get the job done. And then we kind of just have a back and forth. We score, Arsenal score, we score, Arsenal score. But I always felt in control. We didn't play well. We didn't dominate. Josh Tymon had a great game. But yeah, 2 games into our little 6-game stretch, what I said, 3 to 4 points is going to be successful. We've got the 4 points. So away to our Liverpool, home to Man City, away to Brighton, home to Brentford. These are almost kind of bonus points just because we had a good result against Arsenal. So, yeah. Don't really know kind of what to think about that. Bove, I'm not buying Bove. Model Citizen, but he's going to be far too expensive. Sam Parker's back. That's good. Stamenic trains really well every month. Got to be careful not to overpraise on the training. Oh, 55 million. I was going to say I don't want to sell him. He's kind of my key midfielder. Oh, and they're back. They're back in for another player. I don't want to sell him, but 55 mil. He's kind of at his potential right now. He's really good, but those are 3 of my starting midfielders. And Lewis Bate wasn't quite what I wanted. It's probably Galbraith or Rego as my actual start midfielders. If I sold Stamenic, I could run those 4 and be okay with it. João Rego, Ethan Galbraith, Cameron Humphreys, Arden Jashari, Tower, Bate, Japa, sell Williams as well, call up a youngster, and then bring in someone else. Yeah, call up Palfrey, Murphy, Kwan. Yeah, Murphy and Kwan. I call up Murphy and Kwan. I can sell Stamenic and Williams. I think we're in really, really good shape there in midfield. I really do. Leeds, Wolves, Al Hilal. Wait. Yeah. It's not Al Hilal who have been buying from me. It's Al Ali. Was Al Hilal the club that was in for Cabango last year? Or was it Al Ali? I think it was Al Ali. Okay. Different club coming in. That means two different Saudi clubs have wanted Ben Cabango. 30 mil is exactly his high point. You don't want to go over 30 mil. Okay, if I did need to buy, Cosino doesn't want to come, and I'd have to outlay another 20 million. Esteve would be another 15. Would I pay 15 for Esteve? 15 and Cavango for Esteve? I think I would. I really think. Oh, Pavlovich gone cheap. Was he not? I'm like, am I imagining things? Or was he at like 70 million or something? 64 million, something crazy. Am I imagining that? Please want to join me, please. He's willing to consider all options. Milan have upset him. That is wonderful. That's wonderful. I'll probably have to pay 75 grand a week. I'm willing to go up to like an 80 for him. That's fine. Starman is fine. I pay 20. Minimum we'll get 84 for a Champions League club. We're doing this one live because that value has just gone down and I don't know why. 15 or 22. $20.5. I'm in. Sign me up. 20.5 for Pavlovich. Oh my god, 20.5 for Pavlovich, possibly 30 for Cabango. I make 8 million. I'm okay with that. Oh my god, this could be the window to do something dumb. Again. Like the last window was. The last window was too, to be fair. Victor Roque down to 28. I've just bought 3 strikers. I'll be up to 5. I got 2 really good young ones. Yeah, he still doesn't want to join me. I don't blame him. Carboni's still got no interest in us. Yeah, no, that's the move to make. With a surprise for Cabango, that's the move to make at that price point. That is gold. Chotard just got expensive. I'm sure he was like 24 million. So yeah, we can't add. We're going to call up the youngsters. We could go for someone like Lafont, Sotomir, Sagir. I don't think that's the play. $5'9" target man who's inconsistent. Yeah. Okay. You're not going to make it very far. Yeah, no, I think that literally is the one that we're looking for. Awesome. Al Hilal, Leeds, Wolverhampton, 30 odd million. And 55 for Stamenic. What's the high point on Stamenic? Nice, 69. Burnley are not going to pay 69. but 60 is realistic. 60 for Stamenic, 30 for Cabango. I lose my number one defender, but I'll bring in my new number one defender. And I'm losing my number two defender, but I'm bringing in my new number two defender in Pellegrini. I'll have 55 million here. And I'll be paying 24.5 million for Pellegrini and Pavlovic, if I'm correct. That's nuts. I love that. Burgess pays for the pair. This is pure profit. And Brewster was already pure profit. We're probably going to push close to net positive 100 million, getting in one extra player for the first team squad. And actually, we lose that extra player because Stamenic now goes. And I got to call up two from the reserves, not just one. So I think we're even on the number of players, but we make it 100 million. And we turn Brewster, John Jules, Joe Williams, Marco Stamenic, Ben Cabango, and Cameron Burgess into better / younger / higher potential players across the board. I'm 100% on board with this. I'm 100% on board. Right. Clear doors if I can. Come on, game. Don't know why it auto selects like that. People do know, please do let me know. Intermediate tree is up next, so don't know of any clubs. That's fine. Intermediate tree, discuss. He's okay with that. Let's go for it. Beautiful. That means right before the transfer window, I can offer him out again and try and generate interest, and he's interested in going. His price point, I don't know why I did that, but his price point is 7.25. 7 million is absolutely fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Woo. 33 million. Yeah. Extremely keen on the move and unwilling to move. Okay. But other clubs are interested and we can move that around. And Pavlovic wants to come. Let's not be silly. 75, 2.5, 250. I'm willing to splash the cash, boys. I am willing to splash the cash. 2.5, 10 for a clean sheet. You don't get anything for sitting on the bench at this club, son. $90 million release clause. Hell to the yes. Let's go. That's my kind of contract. That's my kind of price drop. That's my kind of player to bring in January when they weren't available 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, they are there. Chelsea lose again. They're not chasing us down. We got 2 games in hand. We're 2 points above them. We're about to play them. We can actually put real distance between us and Chelsea. Chelsea and Arsenal are having a great season. Bournemouth, Brentford, great season so far. Leeds climbing the table. Bottom end seems realistic, what I expected it to be. And we're about to get absolutely brutalized by Liverpool. So, yeah, I'll see you at the actual transfer window. Unless something else nuts happens, I will see you at the transfer window. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer video than I planned because just crazy things happening. Going to get a live com now. Brentford at home. The top of the table clash. I mean, 6th place, 7th, 4 points in between us. We've got a game in hand. We can close the gap to 1. Our form isn't great, but it's not bad. Again, I said 3 points was acceptable, and 4 but starting to move into good. We got those. We lost to Liverpool. We lost to Chelsea. Against this game, we got really lucky. Went 2-0 down, kind of late in the game, but then 85 and 95 minutes almost, we get a draw against Man City. I'll take that. And then we get a draw at Brighton. So we're actually sitting at 6 points from 5 games. So these, again, are definitely more bonus points with some winnable games coming up in the schedule. I am having to rotate. There's a lot of people here who aren't really that fit. A couple on the bench as well, mainly in the midfield. We've been playing them pretty hard. So, kind of changed out the entire back line and midfield and strike force. Yeah, none of our starters really are playing apart from Jean Garcia. A little worrying. We got some good quality in there, though. We really do. Oh, sorry, Cam's playing as well. He's a regular starter. So him, Rego, Tower, not a bad set of midfielders there. Garcia, young fullbacks okay. Greaves okay. Reece Williams should be okay. My other option really was De Batista, who I don't want to play a full game with just yet in a game I actually want to win. So, yeah, and Canelli on the bench because Parker is really tired. So I think giving people a lot more rest is actually going to work out for us in the long term. So I think that's kind of all we need to say. I do want to make sure I'm doing these instructions because I've done them a few times. And then for some reason I've never saved them. And it's always been in games I've noticed that we're not doing it. It's been like the last 3 games in a row I've noticed we're not having our width really from our fullbacks, which is really where we're supposed to have it. So I think that's fine. At least I remember this time. So Canelli and easy for you to say, Di Baptista get their debuts. They get their squad numbers. And Brentford, Callagher, Roslev, Ager, Magoma, Hickey, Henderson, Janelt, Shad, Carvalho, Villa, Thiago. Yeah, it's a touch of Liverpool about that one. 3 or so Liverpool players. Some good people off the bench as well. Kyoto, Rico Henry, Damsgaard, Gagliardini, Sepp van den Berg, another former Liverpool youngster, of course. I feel fairly good about it. Not gonna lie, they're missing some of their first team players. We're at home. So we're just gonna go quickly into this one. I don't like that last 5 games. 2 losses, 3 draws. Gonna do a little encourage, and I'm gonna go to very attacking just off the whistle. Probably the wrong thing to do, it looks like. Oh, Cam Humphreys off the line. Down to positive. Just gonna chill there. Jordan Henderson injured. Don't mind that. Divine, Rego, Divine. Keller comes, gets the ball. I was hoping he might mess up and drop that one. Can't get there. Nobody there where needed to be, but Humphreys comes back, and yeah. Those midfielders adding some width. Oh my God, Zhao. Take a touch and then play it in behind. He's trying to do things first time. This is where we get kind of killed on the overlap. Expected him to cut in. Didn't expect Villa to be doing all that, though. Actually going to come down to cautious. 12, 13 minutes in, this isn't really the kind of start I wanted to have. Henderson off for Gagliardini. That's a solid change for them. Lose some leadership, but probably get slightly better legs. And in that volante role, that could be interesting. I think with this rotated side, we're going to have to grind this one. We're not going to be able to do too much. Janelle there with a yellow. I think I'm going to go full send at like 42 minutes. Lewis Bate probably not going to play the whole game then. Let's go very attacking. Let's pause. Fire up. Let's full send going into halftime. Roslev gets booked. Gonna come out incautious. Yeah, just not good enough. And you don't get sent off. Got 15 minutes to see out of the game. Tower's very tight. He's probably picked up a knock in the middle of the field, but he's doing a lot of work. Humphreys towards Greaves. Just a wasteful ball. It's not how I'm asking them to play. Not how I'm asking them to play at all. It's not my first team. And they're just trying to play first time. They're trying to play longer. They're trying to play the target men, which we don't have. They're not even aiming at the target men. That's a lovely cross and a finish. I can't say fair on that, but we are absolutely playing ourselves into trouble when we don't need to be. And they are just abusing those wingers. They are just abusing those wingers. I think that's half the battle. You got a yellow card, you're playing poorly, but you're the fittest man in midfield right now. I don't know what to do there. Humphreys ain't playing well. You're coming off Stamenic to add quality to that midfield. That's fine. Devine and Martinez, because you're both there. Swap Donnelly and John Jules. Swap Greaves and Dew and Tower off for Jashari. I want to do 2 more subs, 3 more subs. You're tired. I can't sub the entire team. I want to. But I can't. And it's just not enough first team starters. Them kind of ignoring the tactics, which, to be fair, be more disciplined. Yeah, nothing about my tactics is hoofball, and that's everything we've done. Timon corner. Jacob Greaves. Oh, okay. We're back in this. We shouldn't be. Play that bad, but the subs and the first teamers playing half an hour. And we're not very good from set pieces. We don't abuse set pieces at all, and we haven't got a high hit rate. But in the last 20 minutes of this, I see if we can get that ball into a good place. I'm going to switch Rego inside for Stamenic to protect him. I'm going to put the centre-backs back on their feet, on their right feet. Also do the same up there. Donnelly, come on, get the ball across. So bad. Stamenic to Kennedy. This looks good. Massimo Kennedy, his first professional goal. Absolutely. Screw you, the attack's unbalanced. You watching what I'm watching? I know better than you, FM. I got the perfect balance. Stamenic to Kennedy, the Youth Academy graduate, slots it across goal, top bins. What a goal from the young right back. absolutely amazing stuff. And towards the end of this game, I'm going to keep on positive so we got control of the game. I was going to go down to cautious, but if they start attacking right at the death, we end up losing. We kind of steal another one that we didn't fully deserve. The starters weren't really there. Bad performances all around. Tactically change it up. Protect some tired legs. Get the ball in the right position. And a winner from a young right back. Yeah. Delighted, very happy. A much better team talk than the one it was asking me to do. Much better. And that does give us the game in hand, a point behind Brentford. And we're still not dropping below 7th. Halfway through the season, 32 points. That's nuts. And we're still not dropping. We're getting the job done time and time again. I meant to click that so it would properly simulate rather than just press the new screen. But 16-year-old Massimo Kennelly. Just a late addition to the lineup or to the bench because, yeah, he's not even my player. That's right. Oh my God. Portsmouth must be kicking us up. 1.6 million. Just, first game, first goal, player of the match, Premier League winner, off the bench. Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Clark's looking at the Scotch players. That's fine. Jim's marked out. But added some more people to the shortlist that were interested in coming. You're probably going to see them all because I just scouted them all at the same time. So this is about a week later. Everyone seems to be roughly the same ability, potential ability, price tags in general. That's a real bad mix of all those. And Zhao is just sitting there. We can do something like that. But yeah, some really cheap, some really expensive. I don't know why. He's not even a 5-star player. So yeah, you can pause and look at that. We're going to look at them on the short list anyway now going in towards that transfer window. But yeah. First things we're doing. Everyone under an A, gone. Everyone, I was going to say 4-star or not, but I want the shortlist to include Connor Bradley kind of players. So maybe we're just at that level. I guess there was more people on the list. Okay, so that's everybody set up there. And then 16. Yeah, you're not good enough at 18. You're not good enough at 21 and 22. I'm trying to click too fast. That should be fine. So everybody's got good development and is in a good place. Everyone's got solid personalities. I can afford everybody's wages. Nobody is off contract soon. Harvey's way too expensive. He is available for loan. Oh, could this... Don't cost me like 6 million. Holy hell. Okay, I mean, surely I could still buy him outright for 89 if I really wanted to. 224 is Nuts. 1.9 to 2.8. It's likely to be 1.9, right? It's likely to be 1.9 for a season of Harvey Elliott. Although my other thing is, unless it's now changed, yes, Burnley have gone off Stamenic and Al Hilal have gone off Cabango, which means I'm going to have to go and annoy them. He's not available for loan. He's just about to be bought. Come on now. Oh no, he's not going to be bought, but he shouldn't be. Yeah, none of these should be available for loan anyway. They're all first teamers. Who is blocking? Di Baptista, of course. Just make sure nobody's available for loan. So yeah, with a little stacked at centre back, bringing in two. Only getting rid of one, so Reece Williams will be. Well, no, I'll just put Di Baptista down. Reece Williams becomes the emergency backup fifth. Yeah, strikers still work out. Midfielders, we had moves we could make, but not that we were going to make. 40 grand a week, 1.9 million. Harvey Elliott for a year. A year of Harvey Elliott. If we can get him this year, if we can extend it for a second year, and then if he's unhappy in that third year, he'll actually be coming out of contract. We might be able to get him on a free when he's about 24. I'm quibbling over 2 million like it's going to kill us. I mean, this is nuts. This is like it's an optional fee. It's not a mandatory. I'll pay 2 million for Harvey Elliott for the year. Sure. I mean, looking for a midfielder. Jashari, Stamenic, Humphreys, and then I don't have another first team player. No one's locked it down. Nobody's locked that down. Harvey could be that guy. 100% Harvey could be that guy. Anyone else, money-wise, makes sense. Victor Roque, yes, 1,000,000% makes sense. United have fallen down. Arsenal want him. Probably going to cost the 32. I should just bid and he'll ignore me. $32.5 I would pay. That is nuts, but yes. Model citizen goalkeeper, love that. Already have a good goalkeeper. Don't really feel need to do that. Don't need to take punts on anyone. Carboni be another midfielder I'd turn into a striker. Because he's such a good fit there for 13.5, 14 million. But we've got our people to do that with. And if they don't work out, he could still be that option in a year or two. There's nobody else at the price point I think I've got to put a bid in. Harvey Elliott on loan, Victor Roque, just for shits and giggles. And yeah, he will not want to come. I don't want him to go to Arsenal, but that's kind of what's going to happen. Unless we get a bid in on Cabango or Stamenic, I don't think there's going to be much in this window. Oceania Football of the Year. I was like, what Football of the Year has he won? Because his price just went up. Canelli, what a week for him. Player of the week, man of the match, Premier League goal, on his debut, match winner, come from behind. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, I forgot I got Pavlovich as well. Yeah. Okay, we don't have any player with ESC permits. We did have one. Anybody remember who it was? It was It was Stamanovic. Stamanich a while ago. Don't know who else it was. I don't know who else it could have been. That's fine. Rettegay. Ooh. Quick, mobile, hard worker, good in the air, good penalty taking. Oh, 71. I thought it said 7 million. I was like, oh, what's going wrong here? This is a phenomenal deal. Yeah, I can't pay. I can pay that. I'm not gonna pay that. 100% not. But that looked good for half a second. Ryan Yates, no, we're beyond that. Ben Sheaf, probably beyond that at his age. Ballard, I don't need centre backs. Milenkovic, it's older than the ones I'm bringing in, and I like the ones. Burnley are back in. Burnley back in. Burnley are back in. They don't have the money, but Burnley are in. Do we push him out? Oh, do we push him out? Graham Brewster, 48 million. Yeah, like, release clause is always going to come back and kill us on that deal. But at the same time, we made a ton of money. He scored 9 in 15 in the Championship. He scored 8 in 18 in the Premier League. He did everything we needed to. We got the Colin money. He came in, powered us to the title anyway. And then he's powered us into mid-table and is handing off to, amongst others, Simone Parfandi, who I think is going to hit megastar status with us. 100%. You two are strikers. You're going to stay as strikers. You're going to train as strikers. You're going to play as strikers. You're going to score goals as strikers. Because that's what this is all about. 2 centre-backs, ball-playing defenders. 3 strikers, all advanced forwards. Go learn English. Get registered. Get numbers. Ben, just welcome these guys. And Vipotnik, say hi to Pavlovich. John Jules, tons of money, brilliant, new record transfer. Absolute bargain for being a record transfer, in my opinion. 20.5. Tower Sportsmanship don't care. Parker is ambitious and adaptable. Cam's going to try long-range passes. That could be huge. And Di Battista's loyalty, temperament, sportsmanship, pressure, and determination are all going up. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Stami's Premier League Player of the Month. Lissa's third in there. Nzingo wins. Call back Reece Evans. Dabrowski and Matt can go out on loan. That is fine. And this bid might be loaned out if everything goes there. So, Pafundi, yeah. We knew that Pafundi is going to be a big sales boosting signing for us. We were told that. Probably going to be even bigger now. We're doing 21. We still got 13 homegrown players. That's good. Garcia, Parker. Oh, Ben's still here. Ben's still here. Oh, this is awkward. Uh, this is awkward. I guess for right now, Pellegrino. Maybe I lied to you just a smidge, just a little bit. Just, just a tiny bit. Timon Jashari. Who's on the right? Who's on the right for no? Bate, Stamovich, Cam, Bafundi, Zapotnik. Second 11, Walton Devine. Wait, who did I put in centre back? Cam Burgess. Nope, Bankabango. And then, yeah, Reese and Marco. You can go sit. We're done with your services. Thank you very much, but we're done. In fact, not even. Yeah. Oh, I really need to sell Bankabango. I've kind of pigeonholed myself into this one. I've kind of pigeonholed myself into this one. Ethan plays well out wide, so Zhao and Zappa. And Wally and Donnelly. Kind of need to sell Ben. I don't need to sell Samanich. I kind of need to sell a defender. And it kind of needs to be Ben Cabango. And if it is Ben Cabango, everything else kind of works out. Pellegrino gets called up. Reese and Greaves become the centre-back partnership. And then Joe's being sold, so Joe goes down to the under-21s. And he's just come back from a loan deal. And like his countryman, he'll come up and be cover here too. No, he won't. He won't. Because this spot isn't open. Bait. Di Battista, Bait, Bravo. That is the trio of young covering players. Because that's how this is going to work. That'll change to that. That'll change to that. Garcia, Parker, Pavlovich, Pellegrino, Timon, Jashari, Stamanich, Humphreys, Bafundi, Vipotnik, second 11, Walton, Devine, Williams, Greaves, Martinez, Tower, Galbraith, Rego, Japa, Egeli and Donnelly up top. Extra defenseman, Di Baptista, extra midfielder, Bate, extra attacker, Bravo. And if we do sell Stamanich, because this is going to be Harvey Elliott on loan, if we do sell Stamanich, then I probably call up Rego, and Kwan will come back up from the reserves and sit in this spot. Yep. Works for me. I do wish that I hadn't have done the Cam deal at the end of the year now because I really don't need him, but I didn't foresee Pavlovich being there for 20 million. Maybe I reached on that with Pellegrino in. We'll see. We'll see. Well, he was interested until he wasn't. All this time, he's been interested in coming. And we get the loan deal. We decide to pull the trigger. We're here. We're in January. Harvey decides he don't want to head to South Wales. Little disappointed. I've called up Kwan. That was literally the advice just before that news item. So, but yeah, that's fine. It hurts a little. Well, we pushed, we offered, the agent said yes. We've been waiting. He's agreed. I don't know what his deal looks like. We're going to find out together. But I asked for 32. They said yes. I should have pushed for more. It was really easy, but that's fine. It was over his valuation and over what his agent and him would have accepted. So I'm very glad that we fall on the right way, on the right side of things with that. We just said goodbye and thank you, and he was very, very nice about it and very complimentary as well. So Cullen gone, Cabango gone, not the same window. We held off a year and we made it work out. But Big Bad Ben will face his friend out in Saudi Arabia on a 700. Oh no, sorry. Ben didn't. Sorry. Liam didn't go out, did he? No, he went to Everton in the end. He turned down and moved to Saudi. Ben's getting paid £700,000 a week. Go get your money. Let's go. 13.25 million loyalty. He'll get 140 grand for an appearance, 105 grand for a clean sheet. If he just sits on the bench and doesn't even play, he's getting an extra 35.5 grand. Tax free. He's going to get 5% of his next fee. Big Bad Ben Cabango. Go get paid. Thank you very much for your service. Absolutely a joy to have as a vice captain in season 1, captain season 2, and now you've opened up the door for better players to come in behind you, lift the club while you put us in a better place and put yourself in an amazing place. That is a huge move. That is a huge move. Oh yeah, Arsenal trying to buy our scout. I think that's probably going to happen. Vapotnik is supposed to be the new captain, but he might be leaving too, depending on the bids. Tower, I'm trying to force out. Genoa are sitting there. They're not bidding. I've come down from 21 to 18.5. And there was other interest again, and I don't know where that's gone. Vapotnik, Tower, Rego, but that's disappeared. And I can't remember who else. Someone that wasn't on the list. I think it might have been... I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that is what it is. So I don't want to put any of those on the loan list. I guess the club's growing. I think if we're bullish and don't sell Vipotnik, that's okay. But I think the better move is to put Jashari as captain and Cam as vice captain. I think I'm going to do that. Just going to keep offering out these players. See if any more bids come in. We are back up to 7th. We'll see how it goes. We've got Ipswich and Burnley away. Bottom 2 clubs back to back, both away from home. We need to get that right. And really make sure we're not going to get anywhere near the bottom of the table. We have just sold our captain, and we haven't picked the best choice of captain to replace him. Yeah. Okay, well, Stamenic ain't going anywhere. He's now out for 3 to 4 weeks, twisting painfully. He's twisted his ankle in a training session. Meanwhile, backup goalie Christian Walton just pulled his groin striking a ball in training. He's out for a few days. He'll miss pretty much the entire transfer window, so there. And starting right back, 18-year-old young Sam Parker just pulled his ankle ligaments and just strained all that for 3 to 4 weeks, jumping for a ball. What training session were y'all doing today? Set piece routines. I mean, okay. And Pellegrino's out for 2 weeks with flu. Beautiful. Out of nowhere, we got an injury crisis. Out of nowhere. Literally in 11 minutes, 4 injuries. Oh. Club is falling apart. I do have a bid of 15 plus, I think, from Bournemouth. Hull are in, but they're not bidding yet. Genoa have been watching and aren't in, and Wolves still have to Vopotnik. But nobody else has come in with any bids, and that's kind of where we want. And I'll just promote a youngster instead of Tower, or I will send Bravo down, maybe out on loan, and then drop, like, Tower will be gone, so that's a spare midfielder gone, and put Di Baptista back in the under-21s for the season, and just have the first and second 11s there and not have the extra men. So, yeah, either I'll call one person up, or we will have ourselves a couple going down and probably out on loan to develop. But we're coming towards the end of the window, so a little week off. Things are going well. Currently flying really, really high. Everton away, Ipswich away, Burnley away. It's the Vopotnik show ever since Wolves came in for him, or started watching him. He's 3-3. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, 10 points from these 6. That's fine. 9 points from these 6 is double what we expected to get. So we're still very positive on the season. 12, 6, and 6. We won as many games as we've drawn and lost. We won 50% of our games. We're about 1.25 goals a game, somewhere like that, probably less. And we're 1.8, 1.9 goals per game. So goals per and goals against, positive of +9 for 24 games isn't bad. We're knocking on the door of Europe. We shouldn't stay there. We've just added some great things, but this is why we're up there. This is really why we're up there. Chelsea and Arsenal just can't win. And I don't get it. The chasing pack around us. West Ham have come up out of nowhere. Villa are fighting their way through. Bournemouth have dropped down. Brentford have massively dropped down. So all these teams, apart from Villa, who are kind of still in their same position, West Ham are the only climber in and around us. Bournemouth falling off. Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal, all kind of falling off. It's not us. It's the teams around us not winning. If there's any shot at Europe, which there really shouldn't be, and I hate to even hope it at this point in the season, but it will be because we're just consistent and staying roughly in the same point of the league since early on. We started at 9th, we climbed to 4th, we split the difference, sat at 6th and 7th for the entire 13 weeks before climbing back up into 5th. With 2 losses and 3 draws in a 6-game window, plus getting knocked out of both cups. I can't explain it. It's one of the weirdest seasons I've had in a long time. And yeah, it's allowing us to do some stuff. Like get much bigger players, our reputation's gaining, our facilities are getting paid for by these outgoings because Al Hilal and Al Ali and Everton and so many other clubs are just throwing money at us, which I don't understand why, but I'm kind of here for. Yeah. I'm trying not to mess too much of the trainings, but I'm just adding little bits in and here where we're missing stuff. Loan. Just bought 2 centre-backs. I just bought 2 left-footed centre-backs. He should no longer be a target. But I did just think to myself, ooh, I could go and try and hijack that loan. Okay, last 3 days before the transfer window shuts. Man United up next. Garcia, Parker, Greaves, Vipotnik all in the team of the week. And we're in a solid place. They're fine, that's fine, that's fine. Cool. Beautiful. Yeah, little injury crisis, that's fine. Tower's got at least a bid on, so if he doesn't say no to it, he'll head to Bournemouth. And that's perfectly fine because Jashari is my starting defensive mid, and I can switch to Stamenic Humphreys if I need to rotate. But really, they're all starters. We got a lot of attack-minded people, which is really good, though. 4 very attacking-minded midfielders. Lewis is kind of more defensive, so I'd say, yeah, I'd say 4 there that are attack-minded, 4 that are more defensive-minded, even though they can do a bit of both. That's good balance in our midfield. I like our right-back options, or Parker's out for the next month. Devine is fine, and we haven't got Ashby out on loan, have we? No. Okay. Probably best not to put him out on loan just yet. Timon Martinez. Solid. We've got a good goalkeeper. We've got a good backup that got promoted last season. We've got the pair of Brazilians who we just don't know what they can do yet. 4 million. He's had a couple of sub appearances. He hasn't done much yet. Kwan, he's only just been called up. He hasn't done anything. 1.3 million. We'll see what they can do. And then Pafundi, if Apotnik stays, Bravo, Egeli, the new strikers as well, the young strikers. In and amongst Jamie Donnelly, who's already done bits for 500,000. think that'll be good. And Vopotnik's hit double figures this season, so he's not been great, but he's done his job. So yeah, Tower out. I want a defensive-ish minded midfielder to call up, and I don't think I really have one. Palfrey might be the best. Palfrey might be the best. Because Murphy's more attacking. I think I'm going to send people down. I don't think I'm going to call up a midfielder. I think the best thing to do is Batista and Bravo down, or really go full send silly season. Batista down, sell Vopotnik, and run this season with Profundi and Igeli as the two attacking mids converted into striker, and then Donnelly and Bravo as my backup strikers. I think either way, he goes back down. And either I sell Vopotnik or Bravo goes down to reserves and maybe out on loan. Unless something stupid happens, transfer deadline day, that's kind of what I'm expecting. So Tower also will now go down. And yes, Stamenic, the only other player we had any bids in, or not bids, interest in, really. It went away, it came back, he's now injured, we're not going to get any interest. So it really looks like Vopotnik's the last one that might happen. Head saying stuff like that? No, we're not going to loan Ashby. We might need him the next month. Man City lose. Top of the table, Man City lose to 18th place Wolves. And Brentford chasing drop a game behind as well as the 5 points behind. Because they can't beat 17th place Norwich. We're being handed a mid-table / my brain shut off there. European spot. Never say never, but I don't want to do business, Jamie. I don't want to do business, but business might be there to be done. What would I want? What would I want if I wanted anything? Goalie, left back, right back, centre back. Think I'm set this season, next season, possibly long term. Defensive midfield, pretty good. Need to find a young, really good defensive midfielder for the next 5-10 years kind of window. Centre midfield, I feel pretty good. Striker, we just splashed the boat out. Defensive midfield's the only thing I can answer that makes sense to me. Hopefully, we might get a couple of offers. And yeah, right off the bat, Paulo Bernardo, very solid midfielder. Not what we're looking for. Not quite what we're looking for. We might get one in youth intake, actually. I don't think so. Awesome, man. That's not going to be anyone for us. Retrogrades, too much money. Vopotnik to Wolves could be there. Van der Voort, don't want a goalkeeper, but you're a very good young goalkeeper. Cole McKinnon going out on loan. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I was expecting more links. Let's take part. Let's take part and let's speedrun this. Archie Mayer. Maybe 14 hours remaining. 14 hours remaining. Squad. Everyone should be already set up. Spezia loan 2.2 for Eric Sanchez. You know, I just don't think I'm gonna be going after Sanchez. I gotta think about, like, I'd love to, but too much money, and I've just got my centre-back partnerships, and I've got a pair of really good young guys. You're too good for what I want and a little old. You just cause a problem fitting you into the squad and you'd cause a fortune. I don't need you. I've got my centre backs. Hayden Hackney's interesting but too expensive for what I want. No to you. Connor Bradley, I'm going to say no to. Let's throw those out first. And in fact, I don't really think you. I'm going to keep Weiss on there. I don't think I want attack midfielders. I'm going to keep Roque on there. I think I'm going to dump everybody else. Okay. If the price was right, Max Weiss, I could understand making a move. And Victor Roque, he's not going to Arsenal, not going to Man United. Nobody wants him. He don't want to come to us. 18 or 23. A little less, that's fine. Not going to make a move. Do you still not want to come? Yeah, that is absolutely fine. I'm clear on my shortlist. We're just going off offers. I said we're speed running, then I slowed down. Ben Davis to Wolves. Tower is 12.75. We're losing 1.6 million to 3, but that's fine. Because that still gives us I suddenly can't do 15.6 million or whatever. For a good young player that's hit his peak, wants to play more than we can give him, we picked up on a free, and has just been really solid without being great. I think that's an absolutely fantastic move for the both of us. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Very fond memories. Nice. Not quite as nice as what Cabango said, but circumstances slightly different. But we have got that done. So yeah, we've got one. We're basically one striker heavy right now. Agent offers, I'm not going to look at them right now. If the opportunity arises, sure, we'll look at it. But Potnik still wanted. Brentford. What happened to Wolves? Huh. Okay, I guess they dipped. 8 hours. Right. This is about the time I start paying attention. We're in a better position than last season. Okay, we're going to start discarding all but the A's. This is how I handle deadline day. We're going to take a quick little minute looking at some of these players in turn. Not looking at prices, not looking at positions, not looking at names, not looking at anything. I'm just focused on this, and I'm clicking discard for anyone that's not some kind of A recommendation. I haven't found a way to sort them. Wow, little fly on me. No flies on me, though. Not anymore. You know what? We're coming up to the 2-hour mark. Let me pause this, and I'll be back when I've done this bit. No, it was right there. Kenny Arroyo, love him to pieces. Not going to convert him into a midfielder. Not going to convert him into a striker. If I was playing with wingers, 100%, I would be putting a bid in for him. Amir Richardson. Good God, he's 6'5". I didn't realize. That's a tough one. We're not going to be able to scout him and figure out all the details. He's not a physical monster. He's good, but not great everywhere. 1-2's dictate tempos are really nice. 6'5". He's cheap. I can't make him a first team player. 6'4", tall, good. Fiorentina. What's happened to Fiorentina? Why are all their players wanting to come out? Luis Fernando. Little striker. Solid, but I don't think good. Marlon Gomez. Yeah, okay, we're getting some Brazilians. I see the pattern. Winger, I can't convert. Part of me wants to. I was tempted to convert into a striker. Tempted to convert into a striker. He's got the physicals. He's 19. Oh, he's worth an absolute fortune. I wasn't paying attention there. I really should have been. I'm not spending that much. And one of my favorite right backs on the game. Way too much money. Okay, cool. So there weren't any offers. That's I cannot ignore. Still no bid. Wolves pulled out for Vipotnik. There's other interest, but there are no bids. Quiroga, no. No Darvic, no. I don't really have a place for them. Yeah, I'm not going in for Vice. You're asking the question. I don't really have the answer. Is there any movement with Vipotnik? Possibly. If the right offer comes along. Still Brentford. Okay, Wolves backed out. Brentford are just lurking. 4 hours. Why is Granit Xhaka gone to Arsenal? Okay. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we're not getting any offers. We've done our business. We don't need to do a deal. If there's one that's too good, then that's fine. And that's the deadline day. No bids on Vipotnik. Wolves backed out. Brentford lurked. Our only real big money move then became Nicholas Tower on deadline day. After Ben Cabango went to Al Hilal. Oh my God, I forgot that Brewster went to Al Hilal. For some reason, my mind said that Cullen had gone to Saudi Arabia. He didn't. He went to Everton. But Brewster, we just sold there. So we fleeced Al Hilal for £81 million between Rhian Brewster and Ben Cabango. And then there's another 16 and change. So almost 100 million between the three. He cost 11 million. He came through our academy. He was a freebie at the start of last season. And they already had all these deals made and ready. And the extra money is basically 12 million profit swapping Pavlovic for Cabango. And a bonus player we didn't really need, weren't really using. He dips out. And we still got Burgess at the end of the season on a big money deal. And we've got a couple others to try and shift in the summer. But yeah. I guess this is our squad to the end of the season. And like I say, I was going to say we're in a European spot, but like a couple of results go our way and go against Tottenham and or United. And honestly, you start looking at us like a Champions League team. which terrifies me. Wage budget is 700 grand. Yeah, we're spending 700. We got 100 million in wage budget, in transfer budget. We got a ton of money here in the wage budget. Yeah, 100 million, 976. Like, what are we doing? Well, fourth time with the training facilities? International club? Yep, I'd love to talk about it. I'm going American if I can. We can't do anything with the stadium right now. I signed a new deal at the start of the year. Yeah. See if they'll give me a new deal. Oh, Bruno went out to Al Ahly. I guess I'm not. We've got Japanese. What the hell am I looking for? 2, 3. South Korea. I don't really want to go League 2. There doesn't seem to be that many options. I'm confused as to why that's... Really, Silver Stars? Really? Do we not have a good option anywhere? I didn't get any good clubs from there. I just don't love these options at all. Normally, I'd go for Incheon. They got Murabaro, former Swansea player as well. I don't know. I don't think there's good options. I think we're missing some of the big clubs like John Buck, Seoul, Blue Wings. I think there's a couple others. They're a League 2 team. I don't know if that's the right thing, but I feel like they got good facilities and they're still a big club. I think I just got to pull the trigger with that one. I've just got to pull the trigger with that one. And then again, I just want to build this out slightly so I can see what we look like for the rest of the season. Harvey Elliott would have been lovely. Harvey would have been lovely. He would have been absolutely amazing. Guess Lewis Bates gonna train to be a DM. Actually, that might suit his game a little bit. That might not be bad. Oh. Okay, don't lean on your keyboard while you're thinking. Right only, left only, both. Guess we do it like that then. And Those two we carry. Bravo. Bravo available for loan. Bravo down. Everyone should be on full-time contracts. We got Di Baptista back down. Everybody not available for loan. And we are all set up for the rest of the season in that case. Don't mind our first 11. I think we're a little bit weak on the back end, maybe, but we're growing really quickly and really good. And when Timon goes, I've got to make a decision on Blaise Martinez, and I don't think Blaise is quite good enough to take over. So left back might become the new priority, but I've got two really good young left backs that aren't ready yet. Midfield, very solid, very promising, very young. Backups, very promising, very young, pretty good. Strikers, we're good. Vipotnik can be sold. Walton could be sold. Williams could be sold. And Timon, yeah, that's next season. Maybe in the summer, maybe in January, maybe at the end of next season. Those will be the four. I don't think I want in the first team squad anymore. Left back's where it becomes interesting. But yeah, we did some business early. We did some business later. Devine looks really good. Garcia, good, but less adaptable. That doesn't matter. Bravo's all good, and he tries killer balls often. That's going to be really interesting for a striker. Counterattacks, picks it up on the halfway line, launches one for a strike partner. Maybe. That could be good, and Profundi's done the exact same thing. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Cam is second, Stamina is second there. Cool. Well, I'm off to play Man United and possibly play spoiler for a title fight and possibly put myself in a contention for third. Oh my god. But yeah, please let me know what you think of that absolute madness. Yeah. It's my own tactic. It's not a downloaded broken tactic. I'm not using broken training. I'm pretty much just hiring the best staff I can and accepting all their recommendations for things. And we found some absolute mind-bending deals, and we're just leaning on the agents to get rid of players we don't want for crazy money, it seems, at the moment. Yeah, either FM's broken or I'm broken. One or the other. Possibly both. Possibly both. But let me know, comment section down below. Is this how your games go? Or have I kind of boiled FM down to just like doing two or three things really well, and the game is at some point just easier at that way? I don't know. I don't know. I see people kind of struggling with games. Maybe it's because it's Swansea, it's my team, it's, a club I know inside and out, and I know I've got a definitive strategy for how to play with them that kind of works with a board that's getting better in real life and is kind of okay to work with after the first 6 to 8 months in game. Our players might have low current ability, but they've got good stats. So you kind of got a very solid footing. Maybe that all plays into it, but I don't know. I'll be very interested to hear if you guys struggle playing with teams like Swansea, or why you think I'm not struggling with Swansea, and why, yeah. What were we on? Like 34 points, I think, at the halfway stage, so 68, which would be good enough for 6th place last season. and we're currently in 5th. So yeah, that does fit. That does fit. Losing to some big teams, drawing to some big teams, beating Chelsea away. That's probably the only real big surprising result, I feel. But yeah, it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real with this much money, this much success, bringing in the caliber of players now like Pavlovic, Pellegrino, even Garcia last, in the summer. Jashari, like, yeah, he wasn't playing, so he's pissed. He wasn't playing, so he's pissed. He wasn't playing, he was pissed. Pafundi's probably one that we shouldn't have been able to get. That might be it. Pafundi's one we shouldn't have been able to get, but he was available. Oh my god, I've just seen how much he's valued at. Oh my god. We paid 8 million, we've already, again, got 10 times his value. The game's making it way too easy. Pellegrino's out in Argentina, so he was cheap. It doesn't sound that far-fetched when I'm kind of reasoning everything out loud, but I don't know. I shouldn't be 5th in the second season. I shouldn't be 5th in the second season. So yeah, long-ass video. I apologize. My brain's all over the place, but this was a big special with some big deals. And I was expecting an explosion at the end. Not my backup midfielder that was probably my 7th best midfielder. As the only deadline day deal actually getting done. So, I don't know. But yeah, like it, don't like it, let me know. Like and subscribe. Check out the other playlists. And we're going to push this as far and as hard and as fast as we can. Like I say, we'll just see what happens. But can we win the Champions League before FM26? At this pace, probably. Probably. So, yeah. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe. Take care. All the very best to you. And it's time to dethrone United. It's time to take them down. I'm definitely not going to play very attacking, but I feel like cautious might work out. We're missing players on the bench. That's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and, like I say, figure this out a little. A couple of midfielders will do the work. So yeah, see you next time.